Hello, welcome. Uh, this is my cross stitch diary. Today is January 29th, about 4:30 in the afternoon, and my daughter-in-law and I just finished recording our knitting and crochet podcast episode for the week. And I thought that I would just jump on here while everything's out, the tripod and the lights, and I would go over a new start I plan to have sometime this week. And also my cross stitch diary for the last 2 weeks went up on Saturday, and then yesterday I didn't stitch at all. So there's nothing to talk about before now. So I thought it would be a good time to hop on here. In my project folder by my friend Angelina, I have the project I'm going to start right there. I have two projects, but I'm going to start this one. Let me pull it out for you. I'm going to start Little House Needleworks Always and Forever. I'm going to stitch it with Classic Colorworks Spell Swap Mer Blue. And I am going to stitch it on Witchelt 32 count Lugana in the limestone colorway. And I think those look great together. I've never stitched with Bell Swap before, so I'm excited to try it, and I'm in the mood for a one color piece. It's not a large piece either. It's like a decent size. It is, let me see, 67 stitches by 97 stitches, so it's doable. It's not going to become a whip that sticks around forever. I am doing Whip Warriors 24 whips in 2024, and I have room for new starts. I think I have 7 more spots for new starts, so I'm good. I don't want to start anything big right now, but I'm kind of itching to have a new start, so I'm going to go ahead and start it, and I think it'll be easy stitching. So I'm excited about that because I have several kits, like Dimensions kits, and another kit, and I'm blanking on who the kit is. A Luca S kit. No, I don't know. But anyway, those are long-term projects. They're going to be around for a couple years, probably. Some of them will be, but this one will stitch up fairly quick. Like I said, this project portfolio was from my friend Angelina. Angelina does have a shop. She does not sell project portfolios in her shop, but she does sell other items that I have right here because they're part of my stitchy stuff. So I bought this pin cushion that is full of needles and pins from her shop, and I also bought, it's over here, hold on. I also bought this Ort little bucket, fabric bucket. Of course, I've got orts all over it, but it's like one of those kinds that twists and like clips shut. My orts are sticking out of that. Look at that. But anyway, I keep it open because it stays on like my little stand next to where I stitch. But in her shop is Ode to Artistry on Etsy. She has the shop with her daughters, and I think they all make items to put in the shop. She has earrings and stuff too. But you should check it out. I'll put the link down in the description below. This is not a, she doesn't know I'm doing this. I'm just telling you because I use her things, and I really like them. I think they're well made, and I appreciate her and her friendship. So that's it. I'll check in probably for the next 10 to 14 days. This cross stitch diary will go, and then I'll put it up on YouTube. I don't know if you'll see me again. You might just see what I'm working on, or I might be back for a little face-to-face. But all right. Hello, it is Wednesday, January 31st at 11:45 in the morning, almost noon. And this is actually the first time I am getting in a few days to sit down and stitch. I thought I was going to have time on Monday. I thought I was going to have time yesterday, and it just never happened. So I have fallen a little bit behind, but I am sure I'll be able to catch up. Right now, I am going to stitch on Sweet Wing Studio Spring Doxology. I hope to get a finish on this. And I am stitching it on Picture This Plus Linen in Taicho 28 count. All right, I have a stream of grandkids walking into the room, so I will catch in with you. Okay, they just came in quickly to say they'd see me after their nap, because it's nap time. And I just wanted to briefly talk about the floss that I'm using. I am using 3 DMC colors. These are suggested on the chart. And then the rest of the colors I am using substitutions, so over dye substitutions. So I'm using 1 Forbidden Fiberco in Blue Cedar. And then I am using quite a bit of Color in Cotton. From my Color in Cotton stash, I was a member of the Thread Club for a year. And so I have quite a bit of it saved up. I'm not going to list each one individually now. They will be listed in the description box below this video. And yeah, so that's it. I'm going to get to stitching. Check in later. Okay, I'm back. I managed to stitch a total of 216 stitches, and I have to put it away for now because I've got to make dinner for my family. But I managed to sit down and stitch on and off all afternoon, and it was nice. I did little chores here and there, but I got time to stitch, and I enjoyed stitching. Talk to you soon. Good afternoon. It is Wednesday. Nope. It is Thursday, February 1st. And I am here with my cross-stitching update today. I have not stitched anything yet today, and I'm not actually going to start stitching right now either. It'll have to wait a little while. But my plan is to knit on Bluebirds of Happiness by JB Designs. I am stitching this project on the recommended fabric from Keepsakes. It is Ada by Atomic Ranch, 18 count Ada and Atomic. Let me start over. 18 count Ada by Atomic Ranch in the Freeze, I think that's how you say that, colorway. And I don't have much on it, just to start. But I have enough stitches for it to count as a whip for Whip Warriors. And I am stitching this project today for my trip to the local needlework shop called Cruel Goblin. This is part of my road trip around Australia. And it says, this gorgeous, quaint store is located in the northern Sydney suburb of Killara. Can't talk today. It specializes in samplers and reproduction style stitching. Do double the stitches of the stitch count that they gave us if you are not working on this style of piece because you spent too much time browsing in the store. So I am touring in a combi van, and so my recommended amount of stitches are 50 stitches. And I didn't think that I had a project that was considered a sampler currently as a whip, but I went through them anyway, and look right here, Bluebird of Happiness sampler. So I'm going to include this top part in my picture of my starting, and I only have to stitch 50 stitches on this project to move forward, which I want to do because I am behind. I'd like to catch up. And since I'm only going to stitch 50 stitches on that piece, I'm going to move right on to the next location, which is Katoomba. And it says Katoomba is home to the iconic Three Sisters landmark. It says for the combi van, I should stitch 300 stitches, but it says bonus 200 stitches off if your piece has 3 of something. That is 3, no more, no less. Be sure to include a cover picture. So as I was looking through my whips, I had that in mind as well. And I decided to use my Dimensions kit called Beach Babies because there's 3 little girls in bathing suits right there. So I think that counts. So I get 200 stitches off my required stitch count. So that only leaves me 100 stitches to stitch on this piece. And that is what I have so far on the whip. It's just the center here on this sign, beach sign there. So I'll hopefully be able to start stitching in an hour or so. And maybe I'll be able to check in tonight. If not, I'll definitely check in tomorrow. Oh, I wanted to say that if you're not familiar with the Whip Warriors group, it is a closed Facebook group. They open every November for a few weeks and then they close it again. So unfortunately, it's not something that new members can join yet. You have to wait till November of 2024 to join. All right, talk to you soon. Hi. I didn't think I'd be in front of the camera again so soon, but my daughter-in-law and I decided to record a knit in chat. So we just got done recording that and all the lights and everything is still out. So I thought I'd sit down and show you the progress I made on the projects that I worked on yesterday. So the first one that I worked on was Bluebirds of Happiness by JBW Designs. And I got a little over 50 stitches, I think maybe 53. There's still string hanging because I just left it. But there is my progress. I worked on the leaves and the vine over here. And I really enjoyed working on it, but I put it away because I needed to get stitches in for a travel area that I got to subtract 200 stitches off the total amount. So they said I needed 300, but if I found a project that had 3 of something, a trio, I could subtract 200 stitches and only stitch 100, which I gladly did. I was so happy I had something because I am, like I said, behind. And that was this Dimensions kit, Beach Baby, and there's my trio of little girls in bathing suits. And so far, I stitched a little over 100 stitches for that travel section. But then since then, I've added another 100 and about 60 stitches for a total of 260 some stitches. And there's my progress. So, and you know, I was thinking that I was so happy that that travel section had that bonus of, you know, remove 200 stitches if you have a trio of something, because I would not have pulled this whip out. I wouldn't have pulled it out. It wouldn't have been first, second, or third choice from my whip basket to put stitches into. Not that I don't love it, because I think it's super cute and I do love it. And I do love Dimensions kits, but you know, sometimes Dimensions kits aren't the easiest to stitch on. You know, they've got blends and they might have only 5 stitches in one color in this area and the rest of the colors over in another area. Anyway, you know how that goes if you stitch Dimension. But this isn't a Dimensions Gold, it's just a regular, but still, it still wouldn't have been my first. But I pulled it out and I had so much fun stitching on it that I just decided to keep it out and keep going. So I'm working towards sightseeing the area that I traveled to. So I think it was called Katoomba. If I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, I'm sorry. So now I'm sightseeing Katoomba, and I've looked at art murals and views from a tower, maybe. Now I'm having lunch at a hotel. I don't know, but anyway, it's lots of fun. And you can see this is the arm of one of the girls, and I'm be close. I haven't decided if I'm going to start putting in more of the sign or her bathing suit, but I'm going to get out of the skin area soon. So that's her right here. Yeah. So, but I'm having fun with this project, so it's going to stay out a little bit longer. And I mean, I'll eventually work on another whip because they gave me my shopping, and I have to shop for a necklace. That's 450 stitches. So I don't know if I'll put those into this piece or another piece. But anyway, I'm having a fun time. All right. So I will check in with you probably tomorrow. Hello, it is Saturday, February 3rd at 7 p.m. This is the first time I'm getting to stitch today, so I'm just giving you a little update on where I am with my stitching. I finished sightseeing Katoomba. I decided to put 100 more stitches into this piece, and so I started adding blue for that sign there, and I stitched a total of 103 stitches. So I think that gave me a total of 360 some stitches on this piece altogether. I'm sorry about my lighting. It's dark and the lighting in my bedroom isn't that great. But now I have to work on some more travel stitches. I have 450 stitches for my next travel destination, which is Mittagong. Maybe I might be saying that wrong, but I think Mittagong. I also have 450 stitches that I need to work on to shop for my necklace. So this dimensions kit is going away, and I'm going to have my new start. So earlier I talked about the new start that I am going to have. Oh, it's upside down. And it is, oh, it's all a mess. All right, I'll be back in a minute. Okay, sorry about that. I should have been a little better prepared. But I had talked about this project a little bit earlier in the week, and tonight's the night I'm going to start it. But I decided to make a change. So I am going to stitch this pattern, and I am going to use the bell swatch. But I'm switching out this Witch Elk Limestone 32 count for a different fabric. Oh my, I'm making a mess. For a different fabric in my stash. I decided to pull out this 40 count color and cotton linen. It is a limited edition color, so I don't think it actually has a name. But I think that that'll look great on it, and I had thought that I had put aside a 36 count for this project anyway, but I don't have any more 36 count in my stash that isn't already kitted up in another project. So I just went ahead and pulled this 40 count out of my stash, and the 32 count is going to go back for another time. All right, I'll get this started. I don't know if I'll check in again tonight or if I'll check in tomorrow, but we'll see. Bye. Hey, it's me again. I'm back in front of the camera. It is Monday, February 5th at 5:08 in the evening, and my daughter-in-law Daphne and I just finished recording our weekly knit and crochet podcast episode. So I thought, why not get in front of the camera again real quick. So just want to update you on the progress that I made on Always and Forever by Little House Needleworks. This was my new start, and I have spent 2 stitching sessions on it. I'm stitching it on 40 count linen, and that is how much I have done. That's a total of 242 stitches. And I am stitching this. I was stitching on this to help me get to 450 stitches to travel to Mittagong on the Great Aussie Road Trip and the Whip Warriors group, which is a closed group on Facebook. It won't open again until November. But I think I'm going to go ahead and put this one away for now. I am stitching that on a Color and Cotton limited edition linen, and I am using Classic Colorworks Belle Soie. One strand over 2. I dropped my information. Hold on. Yeah, so I was stitching that to get to Mittagong, and so I have, what, 208 stitches left, and I've decided, I have to reach again, to pull out Blackbird Designs Dear Daughter. I'm also participating in Scattergories and the regular Whip Warriors group, also a closed group. And the Scattergories letter for this month is D, so I'm going to use Dear Daughter as part of the title category. This is where I am currently on this project. I have not stitched on it in a little while. This is a 32 count linen by Forbidden Fiber Co. I think it's called something Forest. Let me see if I have the name in the bag. Forest Fairy. It is a 10 by 12 size, 32 count Belfast linen, and I am cutting real close with my edges on this. I knew it when I started it, and I was fine with it. And now I'm feeling a little nervous about it. Oh well. I'm knitting it all in DMC threads, and my goal is to work down this vine here and get to the house roof so I can just have some easy straight stitching there, because I got some stitching to do coming up, and I want some easy stitching. That's also making progress. Because ultimately I'd like to get that house stitched and then stitch this flower and then start in the border and stitch around the border, so I know what I'm working with. Because like I said, I am cutting it close. Ultimately I think it'll be fine, but, and if you may have noticed when I showed this that I also cut the border close on this one. So this is my edge border, and it doesn't go out any farther. This is the edge, but I think there's only an inch there. And I don't know, I was going for 1.5 inches, but that's not what I gave myself. But oh well. So 208 stitches in Blackbird Designs Dear Daughter. Oh, and I had also mentioned that I was going to start another dimensions kit very soon, and I am. That's going to be for my first shopping piece, which is a necklace, which is 450 stitches. And I need to grab that because it's right over there. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I grabbed it. And I do realize that I need to slow down on the new starts. But, you know, like I said, I chose 24 and 24 not to whip down and not have a lot of whips, but to make progress on the whips I have while also starting new projects, because I didn't have 24 whips. I only had, I forget what the exact number was, 14 maybe. So, you know, I want to make progress on my pieces, but I also want to have a new start when I feel like having a new start, because I love new starts. I love starting new things. And actually, this is a t-shirt that we have for RoseOpalKnits. It says cast on, which is, you know, starting a new knitting project. And it says you can't finish if you don't start. Which is true. You can't finish if you don't start it. So, but here's the dimensions kit that I'm going to start. And I just love it. Like, those are my colors. and my daughter likes it too. So I will be starting this, but I have a few weeks to reach my 450 stitches. Well, not really, because I'll have other shopping that pops up too. So I don't want to take a few weeks to reach 450 stitching. But this is something that I could put, 50 to 100 stitches in a day or every other day and not stress about it. So that'll be going into this at some point, which you'll see. And I also have one more new start. That's why I say I know I need to chill on the new starts. And it's out of this Cross Stitch and Needlework magazine. It's old. It says display until March 18th of 2014. Yeah, it's from March 2014. And it is the Spring Garden Fairy by Joan Elliott. When my 7-year-old daughter saw this fairy, she begged me to stitch it for her. She said, "Please stitch that for me. I want to put it on my wall in my bedroom." And it's like, how could I say no? So I told her I would. And actually, it gave the road trip has given me the perfect excuse, or well, I think, because to me, she's a fancy lady. She's a fairy, but she's a fancy lady. And coming up, we're going to visit the local needlework shop at Victoria House. And it says there is an especially grand pretty lady display. Do double the stitches if your project is not Nora Mirabilia, Bella Filipina, or any other pretty lady. So she's my pretty lady. So I only have to stitch 300 stitches on her, not 600. So that'll be my start for her. Oh, that's my itinerary. You don't need to see that. But anyway, so that's what's going to be coming up. Like I said, it's Monday. It's now 5:16. And I can't stitch yet because dinner has to be made and stuff. But I will be stitching tonight on Dear Daughter. And I don't know if I'll have started each one of these new starts before this cross stitch diary ends, because it's due to end this Thursday or Friday. But that's it for now. I'll check in soon. Bye. Hello, it is February 6th at 4 p.m. and I'm just updating with my progress from last night. So I worked on Dear Daughter and I had 208 stitches to stitch and I managed to finish them. So I added this here and then this part of the house, the roof, and the little chimney. And that got me to 218 stitches. So I was 10 stitches over. And then I put it away for the night and went to bed. I have not stitched at all today. And I might not get a chance. It's my grandson's 5th birthday family dinner tonight. And I just don't know if I'll feel like stitching afterwards. But if I don't stitch, well, whether I stitch tonight or tomorrow, I am going to start the Spring Garden Fairy by Joan Elliott. It is in this edition of Cross Stitch and Needlework from 2014, March 2014. Oh, that's not it. That was pretty though. Here, let me open it. There it is. And I have kitted it up. I am using 28 count Charles Craft Even Weave that I dyed myself. Oh, that color is not coming out at all. Okay, this on my phone here, it is looking somewhat gray blue, maybe. It is actually green gray. And I kitted it up with these Kato threads that I bought. It was like 400 and some colors from Amazon for $35, something like that. And I purchased them, I think, last November. But they're all Kato. I did not have, I had some of the DMC, but not all of them. And I did have all of the Kato. So that's what I'm using. And that's it. I will update you when I can. Hello, it is February 10th at 11 a.m. It's a Saturday, and this is going to be the last day that I update for this cross-stitch diary. I'm just going to go over what I worked on the last couple days. So the last time I checked in, I was going to start Spring Garden Fairy for Victoria House, which is a needlework shop in Australia. And I needed 300 stitches, and I stitched a total of, let me grab my paper, 327 stitches. I worked in her skirt, like right in this area here. And then I needed to stitch some travel stitches to get to Robertson and then Shell Harbor. So I pulled out my Soda Stitch Anne of Green Gables, and I didn't have much done on this at all. I'll try to pop a picture in of where I was. And I needed to add 50 stitches for Robertson. It was originally 100, but if I had a piece that had food on it, then I got to subtract 50 stitches, which left me with 50 stitches. And since I had this chart, it has cake and it has toast with jam. So this design has food. And I guess Marilla's holding cake there too, I think. Or maybe that's a coffee mug. That's a coffee mug. But anyway, and I went ahead and stitched on the cake because that's where I was. And I added 50 stitches to it. Then I moved on to Shell Harbor, and I needed to stitch 150 stitches for Shell Harbor travel. And I stitched a total of 161 stitches for that. Just working more on the cake. A lot of it were white stitches. And then I also started stitching on the quilt in the next section over here. So with my 58 stitches and my 161 stitches, I stitched a total of 200. My daughter walked in at the very end with music blaring on her Kindle, so I had to stop recording. But what I was saying is that with my 58 stitches and my 161 stitches, I stitched a total of 219 stitches on Anne of Green Gables. And I obviously have more stitching that I need to do for my road trip. I think I'm going to continue to work on Spring Garden Fairy for now. And I will update you about that in the next cross-stitch diary. Thank you. Bye.